about for the individual kids? Because there's definitely the team dynamic, but some of them are individual challenges. And so do you see a transformation in the individuals?
Absolutely. I teach 8th grade, and adolescence is a crucial point in development. And it's a time when kids are most insecure. They feel very self-conscious a lot of time. They kind of talk negatively to themselves a lot. And I feel that this experience builds self-confidence. They overcome obstacles for themselves. I mean, at the beginning there's a lot of team building, and then during the ropes course, when each of them get up and climb up pretty high, and even if it's not that high, you know, once you're up there, it feels high. And they know that they can do it, and having all their peers standing below them and encouraging them, and they have to get over a lot of mental obstacles and talk positively about themselves. And I feel that hopefully they get a lot of pride from that, from accomplishing that. I know last year we had a very anxious student, and he said the whole time he was not going to climb. He said, I'm not going to climb. I said, okay, well, you know, maybe you can go just 2 steps up. Do you think you can do that? And he said, well, yeah, I can do 2 steps, you know. And I said, okay, well, then you'll just go there. I said, what about 3 steps? He's like, okay, yeah, you know, while we're watching other people. And I said, okay, then if that's as far as you can go, you know. And so we kind of went up before he did it to see how far he would go and how far he would feel comfortable with. And so then he actually attempted it. And he went all the way up and climbed on the rope. And he didn't cross the rope, but still just climbing up the tree was difficult enough of a challenge for him. And when he came down, he said, you know, thank you, Seva, like, thanks for encouraging me. And my only regret is that I didn't go further. You know, I said, no one ever regrets not doing it, no one ever regrets doing it, you know. So I saw that last year, and also this year, there was a student who is a really good problem solver, and there are all these different obstacles in getting from one side to another, where they have to clearly communicate, kind of build a bridge from one platform to another, and there's all these obstacles in the way, and no one can do it by themselves. It definitely is a team effort. And he came up with a really good strategy, and he became a real leader in the group. Everyone listened to his idea, and it worked really well, and I think that, you know, he got a lot of pride from that.
Is that not a dynamic that you'd seen in the classroom with him before?
Right, exactly. I think this experience really brings out something else.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. So with all of the different field trip opportunities that you have in the Bay Area, and I know Ocean Shore kids get to go on a lot of field trips, why did you pick this particular ropes course?
Well, my predecessor, Freddie Ware, actually had been doing this ropes course for quite a while, and she and Ed Lopez have known each other for years, and so that's how I started, just because my predecessor did it, and her choices seemed to be pretty good.
So it's a bit of a tradition.
It's a bit of a tradition, and then when I went, I really saw why. Okay. And it's student run, so there's, I mean, Ed Lopez runs it, but then there are high school students running it and assisting it and strapping them in, holding the harnesses and doing a lot. I'm sure he went over that. And so I think that with this age group, they really look up to high school students, and they are more willing to push themselves and try new things, and less likely to just think of it as the adult making them do it. You know, right. They kind of, and they feel more confident and you know, relate to the White Hawks ropes course facilitators. Okay. And so I think that's a lot of encouragement for them, and it just seems like a really good match.
And how about you? Did you take all the challenges?
Well, I told them this year and last year that I would if they made me, but both years we kind of actually ran out of time.
Lucky for you. Okay.
But I will do it, and I would enjoy doing it, even though I'm terribly afraid of heights. I just haven't quite had the opportunity yet, because I try to stand back and let the kids have their experience and be an encourager and intervene when I feel it necessary. But mostly, my role is to stand back and watch them interact and go through these challenges.
Well, I'd love to hear about some of the experiences that you actually had, Trent. Since we didn't make Seva apparently climb the giant pole and jump off, Trent, could you share some of your experiences on the course with us?
Yeah, sure. I had a lot of good experiences that day. I got to work with a lot of my classmates and think of them as teammates, and we completed some challenges that looked impossible at the beginning. Well, there was one challenge where we had to get all of our team through this net full of holes, and that was particularly challenging because we had some people that were pretty large in our group and some people that were pretty small. But with teamwork, we were actually able to complete the challenge pretty easily, and it really surprised me, as well as some other ones. Like, we had to get a plank of wood and a bunch of rope over from one point to another without touching the ground, and we managed to do it without much problem, like the other challenge. Also, like after lunch, we got to go up high and do some things that I thought that I wouldn't be able to do personally, because I'm slightly afraid of heights. I'm not completely comfortable with them.
That's what I wanted to ask you. I'm terrified of heights. And so I wondered just how that is. Some of them are low to the ground, but there were some real height challenges for you?
Yeah, well, height wasn't as much as a factor as I expected it to be. For the first thing we did, we climbed up to a balance beam that was about 15 feet above the ground, I think. So we had to climb up, which was kind of difficult because there was a tough transition from the tree to the balance beam, and I'm not the most agile person, but I did manage to get across without too much trouble. And then I walked across the balance beam. I shuffled. I didn't really walk, but I got across.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't really think about the height too much. As long as you don't look down, it's not really something you think about. You just think about getting across and just completing the task. And the other thing we did was, which was like completely height related, we climbed up a tree about 30 feet high, got on a plank, and jumped off. There wasn't much free fall. It was just the height, the climbing up. And it wasn't really that scary for me after I completed the first thing. It was pretty easy. The only time I felt a little bit scared during that activity was when I got up there and I realized how high I was. But then I realized I was completely safe in the hands of the people who were running the ropes course. So
did you feel like your confidence was building as you went through them?
My confidence definitely built. When I did the first activity, I thought to myself, oh my God, I am not sure that I can do this. I am really scared. But I did it. When they asked me, so do you want to do this? I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And after the second one, it was just easy after that.
That's terrific. So it sounds like something you'd want to do again? Yeah,
it was something I'd do again. It was something I would definitely do again.
And you, Seva, no regrets? You'd want to take your classes back?
Oh yeah, we're going next year.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Suzy.
Thank you.
Make sure to see us on YouTube.
Well, thank you. I'd like to thank Seva and Trent for coming, and Ed, and Marcus and Roy. Thank you all for coming this evening. Ed, would you like to tell us a little bit about if this has piqued someone's interest and they want to come?
The best way to get a hold of us is either through contact information off our website, or our direct phone number during the school year is 650-550-7847.
Terrific. Well, thank you for joining us at Pacifica Currents. And if anyone's interested, maybe you'll get one of these guys to lead you through some of those harrowing experiences.
We'd love to have them.
Thanks a lot.